Hello and welcome. If you are grieving a pet and you feel like people do not understand your pain, this message is going to be for you. My name is Mary. Welcome to PacosLight. This reading and this channel are dedicated to my beautiful boy Paco, who crossed the Rainbow Bridge. I had to help cross the Rainbow Bridge just 11 days ago. And I feel like I'm going to share a lot about how I'm feeling so that maybe you can get some, you can relate and maybe get some relief in that you're not alone in how you're feeling. Because I felt like people that I care about are starting to wear thin from my grief. Now, I'm doing the best that I can. I'm not walking around sobbing mess 24/7, and that's okay if you are. I'm not calling anybody a mess, believe me, I'm not, because I feel like if I would really succumb to it, I could be, but I feel like my body's been only allowing me to process this in small doses just for my own sanity. Paco was my world. He was my rock for almost 17 years. I do have 2 other dogs, but I was very, very close to him. He was with me when I didn't have anything or anyone for a while and was at like the darkest points of my life. He's the reason I think a lot of times that I'm even still here and breathing. So he was, because of him saving me during the most difficult times. And so my pain is not going to be something that everybody can understand, and your pain is not going to be something that everybody can understand. And I think that what you're meant to know right now is that's okay. That's okay. Grieving is not a one size fits all deal. It is different for everybody. Healing is not a straight line. It's like 2 steps forward and 10 steps back sometimes, And I've had so many people who are really dog lovers or animal lovers in general have told me that after they lost a beloved pet, a dog, a cat, it's been a few years and they're still crying. But I had an incident today where I realized that I felt kind of almost alone in my grief because my husband was kind of unsupportive. My mom was a little bit unsupportive. She has been. I love her with all of my heart, but that's kind of what's happening. It's like people don't always know how to cope with our grief, and they didn't have the special bond with our pets that we have. They don't know that our pet was the only thing that kept us going in our darkest days. They don't know what that was like. They don't know what that was like for us. So how can they relate to the pain? It's okay for you to cry every day for a year if you have to. It's okay for you to be depressed for the first, however long it takes. It is okay, we're allowed to feel our pain. And that was what inspired me to do this reading today, was just to kind of bring some peace, advice, and guidance, maybe even some comforting messages from our pets on the other side, because, they know. They understand your bond. They know how hard this is. They know how bad the emptiness hurts. They see you crying in the middle of the night and feeling alone in this. They feel the frustration of you kind of wanting to isolate and not engage with friends and family because they just simply don't understand, And so the fact that they understand and feel that, they're coming even closer in for you, And so I just got this new deck, and I was going to do another unboxing video, and it was like I was kind of glad I didn't because I just bawled my eyes out when I went through this deck when it came today. So this is the first reading I'm doing with this deck, and I hope we can get some messages of comfort and maybe some signs from our pets on the other side, because like I said, they're the only ones who really understand your grief and pain because you were the 2 that were in the relationship, we can never understand or judge how bad something affects somebody or how it hurts, and nobody has a right to tell you when to quit grieving. And it's okay to go through the process however you need to, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. You're allowed to do this in your way, in your time, and you might have to find good boundaries with people when they are unsupportive of that, Sometimes it can isolate us because you just think, well, I had feelings of like, I wish I could just go hide in a desolate cabin somewhere for like a month until I can feel a little bit better so I don't have to explain to people, you know. I feel like I have the plague or something. Like a lot of my family, you know, is like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm just going to keep my distance and let you go through this, like, because it's just a dog, but it's never just a dog. I mean, these animals are our whole world, you know. Paco was, you know, he had started to lose use of his back legs for the last couple of years. And in the last year, last 6 months or so, he really couldn't use them hardly at all, really at all. And so every move I made was about him. I didn't want to go anywhere, even to a store. You know, I had to look, does he need a drink of water? Carry him to his water bowl, hold it up for him so he can reach it better. You know, is he cold? Does he need a sweater on? Does he need readjusted? Is he trying to roll over and he can't? Do I have to help him? You know, like, he needed a lot of care. So now I'm left with that sort of empty void in addition to just the average normal pain we go through when we lose our little best friend. So my heart goes out to you. I hope I can get through this reading without crying because I don't want to cry anymore tonight. So, but if you need to cry, you let it out. You're in a safe space where you're understood and loved. The first card we have coming through is I no longer chase after the ball, but I still quietly guard you whenever you need me. And I feel like these cards are special. They are so beautiful. I do feel like you are really missing doing the physical activities that you used to do with your lost fur baby. You maybe used to throw a ball, or you used to play fetch, or play tug of war, or go for walks, or stroller rides, or, you know, or just like, you know, curl up and watch a movie together. I feel like activities are something that may be weighing heavy on you right now. And the fact that you can't physically do them, maybe some of you here were even like looking at a ball or a toy that your pet had, and you just feel sick to your stomach. You feel that pit in your stomach and that emptiness in your chest of like, they're gone and I can never do this again. But they're telling you that even though they can't, you know, you don't think that you can partake in these activities like throw the ball physically. They are still following you around through life and doing things with you. When you curl up to watch a movie, they're there. When you're doing the dishes, they're still laying right behind you like they used to when they would sometimes trip you because they would lay so close to you when you were like cleaning the kitchen or washing dishes or something like that. They're still right there and they want you to know that. I feel like a German Shepherd coming through really strongly right now. I feel and see a German Shepherd, like I don't know, with the grayish grizzly color, like gray and white and tan mix sort of fur, or beige and gray, kind of mix that shepherds are pretty common to have. I feel like that shepherd coming through, and I feel like this one in particular was very active with you, and now it's been hard to get out there and do what you would normally want to do and used to do because you're always thinking of him or her. Your life has a profound purpose. Trust the path ahead. And, you know, because many times when we've lost our pet on the other side, when they cross, we feel like we lost our purpose. I felt like that a lot because I had devoted the last couple of years to that round the clock care of Paco needing me. And I just feel the freedom is so imprisoning, if that makes sense. The freedom feels so much more like a trap than it does freedom, you know, because before I always used to joke with my husband, I didn't know what it was like to have an uninterrupted meal. It was like having a newborn again. You know, when I went to eat, I'd have to put like a pad down if I ate on the couch, I'd have to put a pad down next to me because he was in a belly band, but he would have accidents, you know, and I would set him up there first, get him situated, get him all, you know, ready to sit with me. And then I'd sit down with my plate and he'd be happy looking at me while I eat and begging like he always did, you know. And then sometimes during the meal, he'd decide, I don't want to sit here anymore. I want off of the couch. So I'd have to set my plate down, pick him up, move him down to his bed on the floor, or put him where he wanted to go. And, you know, and sometimes I'd be interrupted multiple times. So everything feels like my purpose doesn't exist anymore. It's so strange, but Your life still has a purpose, and your little one on the other side is your companion, your best friend, your fur baby, whatever you call them on the other side, is saying you still have profound purpose here, and you're going to feel that again. You will find your way back to your purpose, or your new sense of purpose, you know, in your new normal. We have create, for your soul knows no limits. And I feel like this is them saying, co-create with spirit. What do you, what do you need or want in your life going forward? Envision good things for yourself, because, and this is a message from the Passed On Pets that I'm getting, imagine and envision good things for yourself, because this is what you will co-create. And I only want good and wonderful things for you. I want you to live life to the fullest, to enjoy your life, to feel free, to feel happy again, to enjoy your purpose, to chase your bliss. I only want amazing things for you. So imagine those for yourself. Please do that for me. That is a very strong channeled message I'm getting from a group of pets that are here. Do that for me, they're saying. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. So whatever you're scared of, they don't want you to feel afraid in this life. They don't want you to feel afraid or alone, or like you're lost without them. They do not want you in a fear-based energy. There is nothing to fear. They're still right there. That's the message that I'm getting. I have a shadow coming through, a dog. I feel like it's a dog named Shadow. It could be a cat named Shadow, but I'm getting the name Shadow. So if you had a shadow in your life that's on the other side, they are here. And I see the umbrella in this card, and it's making me think of that Rihanna song, You Can Stand Under My Umbrella. And I feel like maybe some of you even went on walks in the rain, and you had an umbrella when you walk sometimes. And, you were walking with your dog. I feel like some of you might have done that. Maybe that song will be something that resonates for you. We have every rain carries my voice, like my soft footsteps softly walking by. So I feel like they're kind of letting you know that, hey, I'm coming through in nature. The rain is cleansing to the soul, like tears are cleansing to the soul. And maybe, I know a lot of dogs don't really like rainstorms, but maybe this dog in particular that's coming through actually liked rain. They liked walking with you in it because you still carried on and it was still fun for them. And maybe they liked like looking at it out the window. Paco used to just bite at the windshield wipers in the car. Like one day he decided that the windshield wipers were just like his arch enemy, and he just would go crazy when he saw windshield wipers on the rainy days. So, but I feel as though they're letting you know that they're in all the beautiful energy of nature that surrounds you. So if you want to connect with them more, maybe go out in nature and you'll feel them more there. The love you gave me is my greatest, I'm so sorry. The love you gave me is the greatest gift of my life, and I will be forever grateful until we meet again. And oh my gosh, I have somebody named Pepper. I have a fur baby named Pepper coming through, by the way. And I feel like, yes, they went to the other side surrounded by so much love that their aura was just like this beautiful pink and white, strong, deep shades of pink and bright white and gold surrounding them. And that, they said, came from you. And that is actually making me feel like choked up, because they're saying, you gave me that. You gave me so much love that it was just swirling around me when I went across Rainbow Bridge, that everybody saw me coming. Everybody saw my beautiful aura approaching. And that is something I have you to thank for. You gave me all the love that anyone could ever ask for in this life, and I thank you for that. I feel like somebody here, maybe more than one, had maybe a foster dog that they cared for in the last years of its elderly life, and they are thanking you for the beautiful days that you provided when they could have been stuck alone in a shelter or abandoned, and they thank you so much for that. I no longer wait for you to come through the door, but I will always be in your heart waiting for you forever. And yes, they are. They're there. They live in your heart when you think of them. Don't you feel that pull in your heart when you think of them? When you kind of like really tune into the memory of them? Don't you feel that sensation in your chest that makes your heart feel like it's sort of buzzy or warm or pulling, a pulling sensation? It's very hard to describe. That's because they're living there. Their spirit and your spirit are connected fully in the heart space because it was true, genuine, unconditional love. And you can't sever that. That is a cord that will be there forever. And I think it's kind of amazing because there's only really like 5 or 6 cards that actually have dogs or cats on them in this deck. And look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have a 6th one. I think there's not too many more. The rest are just people. So I love that they're sending the cards out that are actually for animals in particular. We have, there's no longer a morning call, but I still live in your memories, and I can feel, you can feel me every time. And I feel like maybe somebody's cat or dog or both would wake them up every day, like at the same time, to say, hey, it's time to feed me, it's time to take me out. And even when you didn't want to, you got up and did it, and they're thanking you for that. And I feel like sometimes they still kind of let out their noises around that time, and you might find yourself waking up around that time thinking you heard them, and they're saying you do still hear me. I have a Sandy. I feel like it's a kitty coming through, a Sandy. Speckle, sparkle, sprinkle, something like that. I feel like a little dog here. I am with you in ways you cannot see, but always in your heart. Yes, you cannot see them, but they're always there. And I think that's the biggest message that keeps coming through in this reading, you know. My energy could not be destroyed. It's still surrounding you. It's still in the house. It's still where we lived. It's still where we spent most of our time. You can no longer give me food and water, but I still find warmth in your smile. Yes, this pet on the other side loved your smile. Your smile radiated gold to them and just warmth. And when you came home at the end of a long day and they were waiting there and they saw your smile, that made every minute of waiting worth it for them. They loved your smile because animals can relate to that energy of a smile too. And I feel something about a pendulum. Maybe somebody here likes to use a pendulum. And I feel like maybe they're saying they make your pendulum move a certain way, or they will make your pendulum move a certain way. I feel this shadow here, somebody named Shadow coming through, really hanging out the whole time, wanting his or her owner to know, I love you, it's okay. I am actually still your shadow. I actually am. Some of you might get the sign of like a heart-shaped cloud or something like that. I have ascended. My spirit rises to a higher place. Yes, there's definitely, they can feel such a different frequency where they're at than we can experience here. And they have grown and they're like feeling so happy from that frequency. It's so beautiful, and they can't wait for us to experience that with them when our time comes. So I feel like, you know, they just really want you to know that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. They understand the connection. They understand the grief because of how deep the connection was. And they don't want anyone trying to make you feel bad about that, because you know how like sometimes they'd sit on your lap and growl or snarl at somebody who like tried to play around like they were going to grab you, like they were your protector. They're still your protector now, and they want you to be able to experience what you need to experience without anyone hurting your feelings or making you feel less than, or making you feel like you're crazy or that you need to let go. They understand, and they are still trying to protect you from that. They don't want people making you feel that way, and they're there trying to guard you and give you compassion from their end, and they're going to do their best to send a team of angels to your side along with them to try to soothe your soul. Don't feel guilty for happy moments or smiles, because they actually really love seeing you like that. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, to help you to feel better, to help you feel connected to your pet. to help you feel some sort of peace. You're not alone in your grief. It's okay to feel what you feel. I read something one time and somebody said they asked why I was grieving so long over somebody I loved, and I said, because they are still gone and I still love them. And it makes perfect sense. Okay, you're allowed to feel what you feel, and I'm here sending you so much love and light and holding space for the pain in your heart. I hope that you will find some peace soon. I know that you will. We're all in this together. And if you enjoy this reading, please like it. Please leave a comment, even if it's just like a heart emoji. It helps other people find it. If you want a personal reading, please reach out to me. I can do mediumship readings as well for an individual animal, so we can connect directly to them for you. Thank you so much for being here.